hour, we give you a back-to-back reports with our commuters who are, or rather our reporters who are across the country, giving us updates on those stranded commuters that have been affected by this morning's bus strike. We also have the latest from the continent. Standing by with your sports is Valen. Very good morning to you, Valen. You good?
I'm very well, thank you, Shantae. Good to be with you, and good to be with you at home, where we bring you a comprehensive look at what's been happening in your sports world at 1:45, the top of the hour. First up, though, your top story with Shantae.
The nationwide bus strike. Many are also now forced to spend more on alternative transport as they are unable to use their regular bus tickets. The union Satawa has confirmed that it is seeking, among others, a minimum wage of 8,000 rand for its members. Well, wage negotiations at the South African Road Passenger Bargaining Council have deadlocked. Workers are also demanding a 12% salary increase, while the employer is prepared to only give them 7%. They also want employers to pay second drivers on long-distance trips overtime. Well, Algoa Bus is one of about 15 that have suspended their services due to the strike. Bus commuters in Port Elizabeth have also been affected by the bus strike that started today. SABC's N.B We is standing by with the latest. A very good morning to you once again, viewer. Of course, just reciting their scene this morning, you speaking to those school children, explaining that today they will not be attending school because they have been affected by the buses and have no alternative transport. What now is the latest in Port Elizabeth this morning?
Well, a very good morning to you too, Shantae. We are outside here at the Algoa Bay depot, where most of the buses have actually not moved at all. And you will remember that the Algoa Bus Company employs about 500 drivers, and that then renders a service to thousands of commuters around the Port Elizabeth Utenake area. And a lot of people this morning, as we did see at the bus stops, were left stranded, unable to go to work or to school. But now we're going to speak to Mama Unomonde, who's part of Satawu, the provincial organizer. Mama, I think most important, what maybe the people at home would like to understand when it comes to salary negotiations. Right now, the salary that the drivers are earning, is it enough to keep them going throughout the month, especially looking at the fact that VAT has also increased?
Molo Mama, what is currently happening, the money that they are earning, the 6,070, which is the minimum wage, it is not enough. It cannot afford. They are unable to afford. With that money, they have to pay for transport, electricity, and also transport kids to school. They are unable to afford. As you understand that the workers that are working, the drivers especially, when they have to go anywhere, they use the buses, meaning that they don't have money to pay taxis. So they are unable to afford with the money they are earning. That is why we are demanding 12% minimum wage across the board, and which is 80,000. At least we believe that it can take them, it can put them somewhere. Yes.
And then, Mama, also we know that there'll be a meeting here later on for the workers as well. What is the feel around workers? Obviously, they're very frustrated and have decided to down tools. But maybe just in terms of the things that you might highlight on explaining to them why nationally there is a strike.
Workers currently, it is their mandate that we are today on strike. They said they'd rather put tools down instead of getting the 7% that the employer is giving, which is 7% for 1 year and 7.25% for the second year and 7% for the third year, which they cannot afford with that money. That is why we have to go to strike, in order to make the employer realize the need for the workers. The workers, they are working very hard. They need to earn a living wage, which we are not even close to the living wage. What we want as a working class is a living wage for the bus drivers, because the work that they're doing is profitable. It brings profit to the company. Okay.
Well, Shantae, there we have it. Most importantly, what they are saying is that in representing the workers, it is very important to remember that these workers are working very hard. The conditions are not most favorable. But at the end of the month, taking home just over 6,000 Rand doesn't meet their needs. And also, you know, being able to run their household activities such as children, getting them to school. They are unable to buy houses. So in end, they also use the same public transport to manage to get themselves to school and to work. And if this increase doesn't happen, then it's going to be very difficult for these workers to actually be able to live.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Izwela me